Alright, so what's going on, guys? Back here with another episode. I wanted to do a pickups video. Feels like forever since I've actually done one of these. It's definitely been a few weeks. So well, I'll get into some other stuff later in the video, but we'll do the pickups. So in order of things that I picked up recently, I did videos for these each respectively, but didn't put them into a pickup video. Cursed Castilla EX. Fantastic Ghosts and Goblins spiritual successor in a way. I mean, it's not the same developers by any means or anything like that, but it's the same genre of game, but such a fantastic game. I want to say it's $14.99 digitally. You're probably not going to find a physical copy of this now, but definitely nice. Awesome game. Can't recommend it enough. And another one that's probably $14.99, I could assume, is Blue Rider. This is a shmup. But it's really different. It's not a vertical or horizontal shmup. You're on the ground. You're not actually in space. So you're more in like a hover bike, I guess it is, kind of. And yeah, and you just shoot around. Super good though. I wish it had more stages though. I think it's got 8 or 9 stages. They roughly take about 20-30 minutes though. So I mean, I guess it's not that bad for a shmup. I guess that's about par for the course. So those. And let's see. Then this came in the mail. So this is what I can assume is the last exclusive physical new 3DS title. So only on the new 3DS physically. And that's 2 games. First being Xenoblade Chronicles, and the second one being Runbow Pocket Deluxe Edition. I've been into about 5 stores that sell video games in general in this last week, looking for one of these items, and I haven't seen this in the stores, period. So I'm pretty sure this is kind of rare. So if I were you, I'd hunt this down, because this is the second, and like I said, I'm assuming the final new 3DS physical game, because this is, I mean, Xenoblade came out, what, almost 3 years ago, I guess, at this point, for the new 3DS. And this is the second one after all that time, so I mean, they're not really churning them out. I think there's a couple eShop exclusive ones, which I don't have because they're not physical, so I don't want them. But this is also a really awesome game. I've been enjoying it. It's a nice pick up and play kind of game. If you've never played Rumbo, it's just like you jump around. It's actually a really unique idea. So like basically a Keller will come across the screen, and then different platforms will disappear with that Keller, like corresponding, like red will come by, and then the red platforms will disappear, green, and then the green one will disappear. It's really cool. It's a really unique idea. And they actually added a lot of characters. You can be Shantae, Gunvolt, Shovel Knight, and a bunch of other characters. It only shows the 3 of them on here. And the Ninja guy, I forget what he's from. But yeah, really good package. And I think this is only $30 too, so not a bad exclusive for the 3DS. Now, something that has been eating up all my time since I got it is Horizon Zero Dawn. I can't speak highly enough. Hands down, I don't care about Mario Odyssey anymore. I mean, obviously that's a day one buy, and I do care about it. But this is my goatee. This is my game of the year. Not even but 5 or 6 hours into it, and I can already tell you this is my goatee. This game is just breathtaking. Everything about it is just amazing. I haven't found a single flaw with it. There's no lag in the game. There's no, micro stutters. It's got consistent frame rate. Graphics are beautiful. The gameplay is awesome. It's unique. It's different. It's kind of like a mix of Far Cry Primal with like the original Far Cry. So I mean, they're both the same series, but like they just really mixed it very well, and it has a little bit of Uncharted feel to it. You climb around, but you don't really, you don't really go high or anything, at least that I haven't done yet. You might in the future, but it's a really good game, and I'm really enjoying this. It was on sale for $40, Gamer Club. I got it for 20 or 32, so 33 with tax. So a really good deal. I waited to get it for a little bit cheaper. In hindsight, probably didn't need to wait because this game's fantastic. I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and Nintendo fanboys, don't crucify me, because I am one, but I think this is better than Breath of the Wild. I'm just gonna go out there and say that. Yeah, I haven't finished Breath of the Wild and haven't picked it up in probably a good 2 months, so This I can't put down. Breath of the Wild, I was like that for a month, but not anywhere as near the enjoyment that I'm getting out of Horizon Zero Dawn from Breath of the Wild. I kid you not, this game is just, it's either it tickles all my fancies in the right way, or this really is just that amazing. It's just fantastic. And the old stigma that, oh, guys don't want to play as girls in games and stuff, at least me, I don't give a shit. She's cool as shit. She's a badass. This game is just badass. So yeah, that stigma about guys not wanting to play as girl characters, that's fucking stupid. But this game, I mean, I love it. Like, I cannot recommend it enough. I really think all 280 of my subscribers should go buy this if you don't have it. So that, and then in the process of looking for this item, which is the gold slim that I bought, I didn't see any of the Runbow Deluxe Pocket Editions anywhere. So I think they are kind of rare. So initially, I set it up last night, updated it, put the micro stick into my old one, or the memory stick, and then put it into the new one, transferred all my saves, profiles, all that good jazz. So now I'm going through the daunting process of transferring, or just putting in the games and downloading the patches and all that bullshit. But for this one, it's only got the 1 terabyte. I'm not switching over my 2 terabyte. So I'm only going to install the games that I'm like actively going to play within the next 3 to 6 months. There's no sense in installing all my games onto the hard drive. There's just no point. At some point in time, I do firmly believe that Seagate or Hitachi or Samsung or somebody will invent a 4 terabyte laptop drive. So I'll probably just end up waiting for that. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility. They've got 20 terabyte desktop drives, so I think they could manage to make a 4 terabyte laptop drive. I don't think it's that impossible. But as far as this goes, initially this morning when I was setting it up, I put Horizon in, I had the save file on there, and I put the disc in, and it sounded like an airplane again. I was like, dude, really? I thought this thing was going to be quieter. So with the Slim, the disk drive is, I don't want to say louder than the original, but it's definitely as loud as the original. But when you're actually in game, I downloaded a decibel meter to my phone. I don't know how accurate that is, but it's got to be relatively close. It says it's at 32 decibels during Horizon gameplay. When I was playing that on the original, it was damn near 65. So that's about half the decibels right there. This thing is so quiet, it's ridiculous. It makes the experience that much better because you're not listening to a fucking airplane while you're playing your game. And I'm enjoying it so far. I am worried about the scratches on it, though. I feel like it is going to get scratched very easily. So that kind of sucks, and that's something to be concerned about. But overall, I thought I was going to have some buyer's remorse, but I'm not. I'm definitely enjoying it. Just the quieter aspect is what I wanted. So a lot of people might say it's a little silly for $250 to get a console, but I play my PlayStation 4 a pretty good amount. It's my primary console. So yeah, I wanted it to be quieter. Didn't want an AC 130 in my room. But yeah, so I'm enjoying this. Let's see. So for all my subscribers who actively watch all my videos and actually watch the actual video and just fucking skip through my videos, I know that people do that to anybody and everybody. That's fine. It is what it is. If you want to skip through them, I don't care. But I'm moving, so the next month or two, the videos aren't going to disappear, but they're probably going to be far in between. So hopefully you will watch this and realize that and not like unsubscribe and stuff. Because I think I'm at 278, so basically 280. Appreciate all of you. Appreciate the support. Leave some likes and comments more often. That would be appreciated as well. But yeah, so in the next probably next month or so, I'd say, the videos are going to be sparse, to say the least. But then I also kind of wanted to talk about E3 a little bit. So as far as Microsoft's conference goes, I enjoyed the Scorpio. It looks cool, but as well, like if you watch my unboxing for this, I touched on the PS4 Pro, but I'll touch on the Xbox One X a little bit now. I think the name is retarded. I think they probably honestly could have called it Scorpio, or just the two syllables, not three. And X and S are so similar sounding that it's just dumb. And I feel like this is like 3DS, new 3DS. Oh, Mom, get me a new 3DS for Christmas. Oh, okay, I'll buy you a new one for Christmas. And it's just like, no, I meant the actual, I want a new 3DS. Oh, Mom, get me an Xbox One X. Oh, okay, and then they come home with a One S. Like, did the marketing department not realize that they sound almost identical if you say it fast enough? So I think that's pretty stupid. Cuphead, that comes out on my birthday, so I'm excited for that. I have been excited for that. Hopefully it gets a physical edition. Metro Exodus. I love Metro games. They're probably in my top 50, both of them. I've played them so many times it's ridiculous. I love the Metro games. They're fantastic. What else did they show? They didn't show Scalebound. I think that game's finally fully dead. Crackdown 3. I'm a huge Crackdown fan. That's probably in my top 50 as well, that series. What else? Sea of Thieves. I'm excited for it, but my one main friend that I online game with, he's a PC guy, so Sea of Thieves is coming out on PC, which is awesome. But being that it's an online only title, there's really no point in getting a physical copy, so I'm just going to get it for PC, which will also in return get it for my Xbox, or vice versa. So that would be cool. What else did they show? Those are pretty much the main takeaways from the thing for me. There was that one cool neon pixelated indie game that looked really cool. It's an exclusive, or it's at least a timed exclusive like Microsoft loves to do. So if that gets a physical copy, I would probably buy it on the Xbox. That was pretty much it for the highlights of the show for me. Then we got, who went next? I think Ubisoft was, or no. So let's talk about the disaster that was EA. First of all, there were people sleeping in the audience. The one dude tripped up on the words, which whatever. I mean, people trip up on words. It is what it is, but it was kind of funny. Battlefront 2 finally looks good. You can go into third person finally. It's not just stuck in first person. Need for Speed Payback. Pretty excited for that. It looks good. And actually, on a side note, real quick, during the press conference as well, I did buy 2 digital things from EA on my PS4. I bought Need for Speed. It's just Need for Speed, the last one that came out. And the reason I bought that digitally, I think it was $10, give or take. It might have been, I think it was $11.99 for the deluxe one, which, no, I think I opted just for the normal one, so it was $10, I think. It's online only. You have to play it online, so there's no point in me having a physical copy, but I did want to play it, and at $10 to jump in, I finally felt like that was justified. So it's still downloading. It's not a huge game. It's like a 26 gig game, but it's still downloading, so I haven't played it yet. Well, I played the multiplayer beta like years ago, but I haven't played the story yet, which is what I wanted to play. And then I downloaded the GOTY edition of Dragon Age Inquisition. I do have the physical edition of the normal one, but I wanted the DLC. And that, I think, was $15.99 or $14.99 for the GOTY. So it came with the game digitally and all the DLC. I have the physical disc, but I don't have the DLC. And even if you buy the GOTY of the physical disc, it's still downloads. So there was really no point. So that's why I did it that way, to get those. But back to the EA conference. So you had, see, I'm tripping up on words like the EA guy. Need for Speed Payback, Battlefront 2. And that was it. Like, I don't care about sports fucking games. I don't care about, what was that one called? Never Alone or something like that, where it's the co-op game. That looks pretty cool. If that comes out at like a budget price of 30 or 40, I'm in. I'm in, EA. But it needs to be cheap, because I guarantee you that game's not going to be any longer than 6 or 7 hours. And being that you have to play it fully co-op. Like, you cannot play it with an AI computer. You have to play it cooperatively, which is cool. Like I said, my online PC buddy, I'll buy it for PC and play it with him and enjoy the shit out of it with him. That's what we do. Play co-op games. But, like, you know, it's got to be a budget title, but you know EA's greedy, so they're not going to do that. And then you got FIFA and Madden and some other bullshit I don't care about. So then you got Ubisoft. If you didn't know this, I'm a huge Ubisoft fan. I love the Rainbow Six games. I don't have Siege yet. Currently, I actually meant to mention this too in my digital pickups. I picked up Elder Scrolls Online for the PC. I picked up the Division Gold Edition for the PC, as well as... That's pretty much it, I think. So I've been playing those two a lot. Elder Scrolls is really good, but I don't know. It doesn't have the same feel as a console Elder Scrolls game, but it is good. I do recommend it. And the Division, I got that relatively cheap on G2A. Yeah, sue me. I use G2A. I don't care. I'm protected by PayPal, so I'm not really worried about it. Yeah, so I got that on G2A for like $23 for the gold edition. It was on sale a couple weeks ago. But I'm enjoying the crap out of that. So Ubisoft's conference. They didn't show any Siege stuff. They didn't show any Wildlands stuff, I don't think. I kind of skimmed through it a little bit. They didn't show any Division stuff that I noticed. The main highlight was Beyond Good and Evil 2. Yes, I shit a brick. I watched that trailer like 8 times. I love the original for the GameCube, I truly do, and it was on the PS2 and the Xbox as well. But overnight, that game shot up to $150 on the GameCube, which is fucking mind fuck right there. Like, how $150 for a GameCube game that isn't really that rare? I still see it every once in a while. But yeah, so you got that. What people don't understand, I mean, I think it was made apparent, but I don't know if a lot of people know this. That was a full CG cutscene. That was not in-engine, not in-game. That was fully computer-generated cutscene. Apparently, IGN did go backdoors and see some gameplay. I don't think it's going to be like the original. I think this is a massive... I think it's an MMO, quite frankly. They've been working on the fucking game for 9 years. And then they ported it to a new engine 3 years ago. It's an MMO, which is cool, but I just wanted Beyond Good and Evil 2 like they fucking showed us 9 years ago. That's what I wanted. You know, the game looks cool, but I just wanted Beyond Good and Evil 2, like the real Beyond Good and Evil 2. But I guess that's probably not going to happen at this point. So this basically is a prequel to the first one, which is cool, but, you know, I wanted a real sequel. I wanted a real sequel. So what else did Ubisoft show? I think that was pretty much it. Assassin's Creed, I own every single one of them. And I had yet to play Syndicate. Whatever year Syndicate came out, I guess that was 15 at this point. I got it that Christmas. Every year for the last 8 or 9 years, I've gotten Assassin's Creed from my parents. Every year they know to pick it up for me. I haven't touched Syndicate yet. I put it in to install it, but that's it. I never touched it. Unity, probably got about halfway. Didn't beat it. Black Flag, fucking loved it. Assassin's Creed Rogue, loved it. And all the other ones are awesome. And I'm actually a big fan of the first one. I think the first one is actually one of the better games. But that's just me. So Assassin's Creed Origins, it looks really good. I'm not going to lie. I'm actually really excited for it. But I don't know if that's going to be a day one purchase for me. With Assassin's Creed, with the way they've been going, with like Unity, had all those fucking problems. Like, it's not a day one purchase for me anymore. And then like it'll probably come out in November, and then I'll get it for Christmas. You know, I just if it's not running well by Christmas time, then I'm just not going to even get it. You know, that's a topic for another video with this generation. I do want to eventually make that video and just really go into depth with how I feel about this generation of gaming. So that's pretty much it for Ubisoft. Sony, God of War looks awesome. Days Gone, awesome. What else did they show? Matterfall looks really cool, but the trailer was very misleading last year to thinking this was going to be like some big, big AAA game. It's an indie game, which it's cool because it's made by the Resogun people, which I love Resogun, and I'm actually excited for Matterfall. I do really want it, and it's a game digitally that I probably would purchase just because I know that when I got Resogun for free, I played that game 30 or 40 hours. So like I know that they're a good company. So they deserve some money because they make good games. But with God of War and Days Gone and Uncharted Lost Legacy, we already knew about all this stuff. So Sony didn't have a bad conference, but they didn't show us anything new. So it wasn't really a good conference. It's just kind of in the middle. So I mean, there's that, and then, they had, basically since they knew they had a bad conference, they did all these fucking sales to hype up PlayStation 4 sales and, you know, buzz about the PlayStation 4, and it worked. These gold PS4s, like literally when I went into the GameStop to pick this up, there was 2 people on 2 separate phones talking about how they wanted to get my last one that, you know, I was picking up. And then there was 10 people that had called earlier in the day about it. Got there around 1 o'clock, I think. But, so, you know, PlayStation, with that aspect, did okay during E3 because they had a lot of buzz for all their sales and stuff. But the conference itself wasn't bad and it wasn't good. It was just kind of in the middle. I'd give it like a C. Microsoft, I'd probably give it like a C. Ubisoft, you surprised us with that Beyond Good and Evil 2 thing, so I'll give you a B. EA, you really didn't do anything for me, so you're going to get a nice solid C-. It wasn't a bad conference and it wasn't good either. Now let's talk about Nintendo. Save them for last. Nintendo fanboy saving them for last. Mario Odyssey. It looks awesome. The fact that you can throw your hat and turn into all these different things. That's something new. That's something I've wanted to see. It's like a new... They always come out with new powers, but this is like the ultimate power-up because now you can be anything. What else? Metroid Prime 4. I don't know why everybody's freaking out about that. It's cool, but you fucktards aren't going to buy it. Not like my specific subscribers, but like everyone wants all these Metroids and F-Zeros and Kid Icaruses and this and that, but then you never fucking buy it. And then Nintendo does the same thing they do every time. Then they don't make the games anymore because you don't fucking buy it. You hype it up, you want it, and then you don't buy it. And all these pretend Metroid fans are like, oh, dude, I'm so excited for Metroid, this and that. And that's cool, but like, you need to put your money where your mouth is. If you truly want the Metroid game, you need to go buy a Switch right now because you're expecting that Metroid game. Don't wait and, you know, and then be like, now I don't want the Switch and this and that. And it's funny to me that people, like, were waiting for Metroid to come. Like, you knew eventually one would come, even if it just came to the 3DS, which it is, Metroid 2. That's why they did the cease and desist on the AMR2, whatever the fuck it was called. I still have it. The Metroid 2 fan remake, 32-bit version. But yeah, so all these Metroid fans, it's cool. It's finally coming. You need to actually support it. And then we might get an F-Zero again. We might get a Kid Icarus again. We might get another Earthbound. We might get more... They already brought Fire Emblem back in full swing. But we might get other dormant franchises. We might get another Ice Climbers. We might get another, you know, just old franchises. And I would love that. I would love to see another Ice Climbers. 2.5D, nice HD graphics. I think that would be awesome on the Switch. Make it a $20 game. That would be great. Kid Icarus, I really feel like they could bring that to the Switch, and it would just even port the 3DS version. Just make it beautiful. And it would be awesome. And then you could grow the fan base from there. But, so back to the press conference, they showed Metroid 2 on the 3DS. I already pre-ordered the special edition. I pre-ordered so Mario and Rabbids game, that looks fantastic. I pre-ordered the special edition as well. Both those sold out very fast. The Mario special edition is only at GameStop, sold out within like 3 minutes. As soon as I saw that it was up, had to have it, and I got it. So I'm very grateful that I did that. I think there'll be more. I think there'll be a second batch because it's still not coming out for 2 months. But which is crazy. There we got a freaking like Mario game coming out in 2 months. Like that's exciting. Now I'm finally like excited for the Switch again. Because you know I picked up Mario Kart and I've played it here and there, but like I've already beat the game to death on the Wii U. So it's cool that I can take it on the go now. But like, you know, it just doesn't do it for me. And ARMS, you know. It's fun and it looks cool, and I played one round on the test fire, but you know, for the price, I can't jump in on that price. I can't. And then you know, Cave Story looks good. That's coming out soon. You know, the Street Fighter looks okay, but I was told that it actually runs really terribly. So like, I'm good on that. Like, I already have Street Fighter on my Super Nintendo and my Genesis for that matter. You know, so I'm good on that. And then other than that, there's really nothing else out on the Switch right now. But so you got that announced. EA, you're doing it again. And like, here's a time where I don't want the Nintendo fans to support a game. FIFA 18. Don't buy that bullshit. They're not giving us the full game. They're using it with a shitty engine. They're taking out features again. They're doing the same shit that they did to the Wii U. Do not support EA on Nintendo's platforms. Okay? And, you know, if they... And it just... How can I say this? They could give us Battlefront. They could give us Battlefield. They could give us that Need for Speed. The GPU that is in the Switch is not insanely powerful, but it's an NVIDIA GPU. NVIDIA clearly helps Nintendo optimize games, and I know for a fact that NVIDIA does this because they send teams to all... When you play a game and you see the NVIDIA logo pop up, that means that the NVIDIA team sent people out there to help optimize that game. So, if NVIDIA has a pretty large stake in Nintendo Switch's success, and they signed a 20-year agreement with Nintendo to be in charge of their hardware for 20 years. They have a pretty big stake in making sure that these games run properly on the Switch. So, the fact that EA is bullshitting around and giving us shitty ports again, don't support that. Just don't do it. And what I was getting at is, they could get Battlefield 2 to run. They could get Battlefield 1 to run on there. They could get Need for Speed Payback to run. You know, cut Need for Speed down to 30 frames a second, 720p. I don't care. I want to play that, but I want to play it on the Nintendo Switch. I don't really want that on PS4. I want Nintendo to be my main platform of choice. But it never will be again because Nintendo opted for less powerful hardware. Personally, I would have rather had a normal, traditional system. I'm just throwing that out there. I've said it before. I like the Switch, but I would have rather had a normal system that was at least on par with the original PS4. But yeah, so don't support EA on the Switch until they get their shit together. But it's weird, though, because the version of Need for Speed for the Wii U was the best console version you could buy. It was better than the PS4 and the Xbox, which doesn't even make sense, but it was. Or actually, no, did most one in... Actually, no, I don't think those came out for PS4 and Xbox One. But I know that it was superior to the PS3, the Vita, obviously, and the Xbox 360. And it actually used the PC textures, so like it was a good-looking game. So there's that game. But what else did Nintendo show off? They didn't show it, but I'm excited for Hey Pikmin. I love Pikmin games. They actually have a good variety of 3DS games still coming out. I wouldn't be surprised if there's still another hit or miss big game that's coming out for the 3DS. They showed Mario and Luigi's Superstar Saga. That's cool. That's actually one of my favorite GBA games. So like I'm excited to play that again. I don't own it anymore, so I'm excited to rebuy it and own it again and play it again. What else did they show? Oh, the biggest disappointment. They had the pre-Pokemon Direct, no Pokemon Stars, and then they showed Ultra Moon and Ultra Sun, which is basically Sun and Moon number 2. So how they did Black and White number 2. That's cool, but again, I don't really see why they're doing that, because if you were to put Pokemon Stars up the resolution and get a nice locked 30 frames on it, or 60, whatever, and put it out on the Switch this holiday or even next summer, that would drive units, that would drive sales, that would give you the user base that Nintendo wants. But they didn't, and then during the Direct of E3, or Spotlight, or whatever they're calling it now, they're always changing the names, they announced that they are actually working on a full-fledged 3D RPG, which is cool, but again, that's probably not going to come out until 2019, maybe early 2020. You know, it's going to take at least 2 years to put the engine onto the Switch, I would think, and then like make it like actual an HD engine, you know. Or I don't know. Supposedly the Switch is easy to port things to, engines and stuff, so I don't know. But so what else did they show? That's most of the highlights in my memory. They showed the Zelda DLC, which is cool, but like I said, I'm enjoying this more than Zelda, and I'm a Nintendo fan, but Zelda's good. I don't know. I like the traditional linear dungeon crawling Zeldas. I just don't, the open world aspect of it just doesn't do it for me in Zelda. Like, I like Wind Waker, was an open world, but it wasn't like so fucking massive that like you just couldn't find anything. I mean, yeah, Wind Waker had that hard to find stuff, but like that was, I knew that going into the game, that like you'd have to go find these islands and do this and that, and I knew that, and that's why Wind Waker's still my favorite Zelda game. But with Breath of the Wild, I don't know, it just doesn't do it for me. The DLC looks cool. I'll probably get it. I don't know, but I need to at least beat the game, then I'll buy the DLC. But yeah, that's pretty much it. This is a super long video as far as E3 goes. I don't know. Nothing super really wowed me. I mean, Metroid 2, or Samus Returns, I think is what it's actually called, but it's a remake of Metroid 2 for the Game Boy. Metroid Prime 4, I mean, we got a fucking logo and everyone freaked out about it. That's cool, but obviously I want it. That's one of my favorite games of all time. So the things that I'm most excited for, probably now that I have Horizon and enjoyed it, probably the Horizon DLC, Uncharted Lost Legacy, God of War, Days Gone. The Zelda DLC does look pretty good, so I'll give it a shot. Mario Rabbids Kingdom, Metroid 2, Cuphead, Crackdown, Sea of Thieves I'm kind of in the middle about, Metro Exodus. I don't even know if that's this year kind of game. I'm not sure. And yeah, other than that, like nothing else really super wowed me. Beyond Good and Evil CG trailer was cool, but it's not gameplay. It doesn't even tell me what kind of gameplay it is. So like, it's hard to be excited for something that I don't know anything about. All I know is that it's not actually Beyond Good and Evil 2. It's not an actual sequel. So I don't know why you would call it that, but whatever. But yeah, that's pretty much how E3 went. No Luigi's Mansion like everybody thought would happen. No Smash Bros. I do honestly still think that we might get a Smash Bros. Port before the end of the year. I think that if sales start to decline, I think Nintendo will probably announce that. I'd be willing to bet that it's already ported over and they're just waiting for the perfect time to announce it. Whether that be next E3 or when sales decline, they might announce it. And as well, I do think that they will again, being that they manufactured all those GameCube controllers a couple years ago and now have the stuff retooled to manufacture them. I think that they will remanufacture the GameCube adapter for the Switch, or the Wii U one. Honestly, could just fit into the Switch one too, because it's 2 USBs, I think, or is it one? Might be one. No, I think it's 2. But well, I mean, the Switch has 2 USBs on the side, so there you go. So I think that will have GameCube controller support, at least while you're on the console, which is awesome, because I can't play Smash without it. To me, Brawl and Smash 4, I'm not a fan of it. I just really like Melee. 4 is good, but I just like Melee. But this is super ramble. I don't even know what time I started recording, but this is probably at least a 40-50 minute video about E3. I'm moving soon, the recent pickups, console that I got, and that kind of stuff. So appreciate it if you make it all the way through this video. Let me know if you actually make it through all this long-ass video. Let me know what some of the E3 highlights you thought were, in your opinion, what things you thought were really awesome. And yeah, peace out for now, guys. Till next time.
Come here, you mother...